Hello everyone, welcome back to Fables Stand, and this is Kim back with a pick a card reading. So this reading is timeless. I don't know who started this, but this was a very clever idea. And I really love it because I've been enjoying quite a few pick a card readings myself from other channels, and V invited me to do a few collaboration with her. If you haven't seen our videos together, we did 2 so far. Make sure you check it out. Check out the ones on my channel and check out the ones on her channel. But basically, she got me to start doing this on my own as well, other than the collabed video with her. And it's really fun, so I thought I would do one geared towards our fellow creatives. If you're someone who's very creative, if you're thinking about embarking on a creative path, maybe something entrepreneurial, something artistic, anything that is creative of nature, and you're wondering what your calling is, and you're wondering what your creative brand or identity is, what your purpose is. Hopefully this reading could give you some idea or give you some inspiration about that. Because I love talking about creativity and I love exploring someone's creative vision with them, and also just doing that for myself. So I thought I have to do a pick a card reading for this. So if you're attracted to this reading, if you feel like watching this video right now, then there perhaps is a message for you in one of these cards. Piles, well, card, it's just a single card per pile. So we have 6 cards over here, and the question is, what is your creative calling? What is your creative purpose? So obviously, I feel like your one's creative purpose cannot be encapsulated with just one card. But like I said, this is just mostly for inspiration. Like if you're just looking for some clarity, if you're looking for some resonance, if you just want some inspo, here we are. Pick a card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to read all the cards as upright, so I won't be reading reversals in here. So even though this is like lying on a side, it's going to be like an upright card. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the bottom 2 is card 5, card 6, just in case. And as usual, the pandas are here, and I put them there because I can. And the deck I'm using is the Quirky Creatives Tarot by Kevin Donas, who is an amazing deck creator. He created this deck for Quirky Creatives, and each suit in this tarot deck is sort of structured, sort of based on like a creative medium. For example, you can tell from the card back that the pentacles are discs or CD discs, so there's a theme of music and having a musical career. The wands are brushes, the swords are pens, and then the cups are mugs. Did he use mugs? He used mugs in the picture, but I forgot if he actually called the suit mug. We'll see. But yeah, that's the back. And this is the Quirky Creatives Tarot. If you want a deck, make sure you go support him, because I really just adore him and I love this deck. And I also did an unboxing where actually a little bit of the story about my journey with this deck, so make sure you go check out that video as well. But I'm using the Quirky Creatives Tarot in case you're wondering. Alright, so now just think of the question, what is your creative calling? And then just like talk to your higher creative self, your higher self, your creative spirit, your muse. Call upon your muse, your inner child, because we all know our inner child, our inner wonder child is the source of our creativity, really. But that's another story. But just call upon your muse, your creative purpose, tune into your awesomeness, and pick a card. You can pick based on whatever pile card is calling out to you, whatever it is that you're drawn to. You can pick a card based on the keys. They're randomly selected to go with each pile, so nothing too specific. You can just pick based on the keys. I thought it was nice to have them because most people have crystals and I have a lot of key charms, so I thought I would put some keys on there. Pretty cool, the key to your creative purpose. And then yeah, I'll just pick on based on, like, you can just pick based on which number you're drawn to, and then when you're ready, just keep playing the video. You can pause the video, or you can just keep watching, or you can watch all of them. I don't know, and just see which one really like gives you a sense of expansion, and that could be it, you know. So timestamps are down in the description box. Make sure you go check it out if you want to just click around or just like fast forward, etc. But we are going to start with pile 1, or card 1, because there's only 1 card per pile. So if you picked card number 1 or pile 1, we have the 10 of brushes. So first of all, what I really love about this card is it's an unconventional 10 of wands or 10 of brushes, because usually we just get the sense of burden and burnout and overwhelm and too many responsibilities in 10 of wands, but this one really has a strong element of self-care. So I think your creative purpose has something to do with self-care, kind of like living a creative lifestyle, something to do with organizing your business, organizing one's creative life, living creativity, applying creativity, or just into your day-to-day lifestyle, establishing creative routines, and really just integrating your creative insights and your creative practices. And if you have a creative business or creative work or creative type career, integrating that with your life, I think you have a lot to say about balance and harmony, about balancing your creative output and balance and with productivity, and also just finding the peace and zen in everyday life, in little corners of life, and in places that you don't expect to find a lot of peace and zen. So I feel like your type of creativity, the way you approach creativity, it's very pragmatic, it's very loving, it's very like in tune with the body. So maybe something to do with yoga or stretching, that's sort of like the immediate self-care, creativity, business, etc. Yoga, something that speaks to the body, mind, body, spirit alignment, and just like quieting down and just amidst the noises that is the modern world and modern civilization, just how to quiet down and how to manage the stress. I think there's this beautiful sense of harmony and balance coming from this card. So if you pick this card, you may be someone who's probably lived through like a very stressful lifestyle, and maybe you found harmony within. You found a way to harmonize the different parts of your life, the busy parts of your life, the chaotic parts of your life. You really found a way to harmonize the chaos, and you really found a way to balance and find peace within, and really just organize the different parts of your life in order to achieve harmony and find zen and find inner peace. So whether you already have a business or you're already on a path, aligning yourself with this purpose, or you're just sort of beginning to explore, maybe just consider like how you can find harmony within yourself, how you can find other people find their harmony and productivity, and how to balance the crazy parts of their lives. So think about how this could manifest in your life, and that's really cool. I think that's awesome. We can all use a little bit of peace and zen in our busy lives, and yeah, just learning how to relax and stuff. So that is card 1. And I'm going to put the key back just for the camera. Now we are moving on to pile 2. And if I didn't mention, this reading is timeless. So whenever you feel like you're doing this reading or just watching this video is perfectly on time for you. So pile 2, we got 4 of discs. So that's 4 of pentacles traditionally. And something that first thing I noticed is just like her solemn expression, and how, she's looking at a CD discs, and traditionally if you think about 4 pentacles, it's about a man who's very rigid and he's just sitting on a chair looking constipated. Talking about a Rider-Waite version, of course. But I'm looking at this card, and I feel like your creative purpose is perhaps something to do with money. And it doesn't have to be money. It could be something to do with the resources in our life. Time, money, nutrition, food, something that could be something that feels really rigid, but you sort of have a interesting way or really organic way of organizing everything together and just creating a really solid foundation that really breaks the conventional drudgery that's associated with these things, like managing money or financing, managing time, decluttering our spaces, that kind of thing. Like usually we approach this with a lot of like dread, and there's a lot of resistance, and we just feel like it's a very boring task to do. Most of us don't really want to think about our resources, and it's really easy to get stuck in the lack mindset. So I think your creative purpose something that you have a lot to speak about and to create forth and share and give is how you have transcended the rigidity of these mundane things that could really make us breathless when we're trying to pursue more success in life, or even just to function as adults in life. So you could really speak to that. You could really speak about what is a healthy way of approaching these things? What is the abundance mindset when it comes to creating a foundation for yourself, creating stability and security in life? And I think this is something that, like I said, has a lot of drudgery and a lot of like taboo, a lot of just unresolved yucky feels around, and you have something to say about that. Something that you do, something that you're creating, you really have a strong message about that. So you can think about how this can manifest in your business, in your life, and the way you create things. And I think when it comes to if you're doing something more artistic, like maybe literally pursuing music, I guess this is just like a little bonus extra reading, but I'm getting a feeling that you could be getting stuck in a genre right now. This is not really answering the question, but I just feel like I should say this. You might feel like you're getting stuck in a genre, that you're getting stuck within the rules and boundaries of what you're supposed to do for someone on your lane. But who says you can make your own path, am I right? It's like you could have a new spin on a genre. And even if it's just like you feel like, you really love this genre, but you feel like you're like a walking stereotype or something. Maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe you're just a really good representation of that genre. That could be something to be proud of. So stop restraining yourself to this box that you're in and really try to think outside of the box. Or maybe you don't even need to think outside of the box. Maybe you are just a damn good, glorious box yourself. Who knows? So yeah, I just thought I wanted to mention that really quick. But yeah, your creative purpose, something that has to do with harnessing the drudgery of the mundane. I don't know how that plays out in your life, but I'll be interested to know. And this is my first time doing like a pick a card reading like this, so this is all cool. Alright, so that is pile 2, or card 2, because there's only one card in the pile. This is card 3. So if you picked card 3 or pile 3, here we go. We got Nurturer of Brushes, which is traditionally the Queen of Wands, and that cat is just super cute. So your creative purpose isn't necessarily the tools or the mediums that you use to express yourself. For example, if you're a painter, it's not that you paint, it's the vision that you have behind your painting. If you're a sculptor, if you make jewelry, if you are a decorator, if you are a heart center business owner, if you're selling tarot readings, it's not the tarot readings that define you, it's how you express that message that defines you. Like, you're a creative person, you're not just, say, a painter. You are a creative visionary that chooses to paint to express themselves. So I think that is just your creative purpose, your identity is just the way you live life, the way you approach life, the way you connect with life. You have this like sense of light and fire within you, and the way you embody things. So you might want to pursue something creative, or maybe not. You don't need to pick up something that is conventionally considered to be creative. Like I said, you don't need to pick up a paintbrush to be creative, or if you're pursuing more creativity, or you're trying to introduce more creativity into your life, it's not like you need to, say, take a class on Skillshare and learn how to play ukulele, or you need to pick up some kind of instrument or hobby for you to be creative. You don't need any of those things to be creative. Your spirit is inherently creative, and it's about how you express that spirit and how you embody that spirit. It's about how you walk the walk and talk the talk, not how you pick up a paintbrush or or what kind of medium that you get yourself into. So that's what I'm getting with this card. Like, your creative purpose isn't to dedicate yourself to a craft, and if that's what you want to do, go do that. But I'm not saying like don't do it. I'm just saying that you are a creative, you're an artist, because that is the expression of your spirit. So don't get too hung up on needing to have a lane or a particular craft to define you. You can think about how to synthesize everything, how you can express yourself. So go from like inside out. Don't think about like what medium I need to pick up, what skill do I need to acquire in order to become creative or be known as creative. Think about like what you want to create and what message you want to spread, and what you want to share and give and express to the world as yourself from your creative spirit. So I kind of feel like I'm not really answering the question, what is your creative purpose? It's more about like how to tap into your purpose. I don't know, I'm just going with the flow. So that's card 3. And I hope you resonated. And if you did, please leave me a comment to let me know how this reading is going for you. Like I said, first time, very, very new experience. Okay, so card 4, or pile 4, is this one right here. And we have the Ace of Mugs. Yes, this suit is named after the mugs, and mugs are cute. I have a mug right here with my tea, so very happy with mugs and the choice of mugs. Anyway, that is not the point. Okay, so your creative purpose is, let me just tune in to the card. I see that camera there, and I see the cup and the tea. I'm sipping tea. Okay, so what I'm getting is your creative purpose, or your identity, or how you can best express your creative spirit, is the in-between spaces, the spaces that breathe in between each shot that's taken. So again, you don't have to be a photographer. You don't have to have a particular trade or a particular medium that you're really good at or are into or are sort of defined by. You thrive within the in-between spaces. It's spaces where, and I think you have a way of connecting with people, and this may not be obvious right away. I just get this feeling that this is not something that people would really look at it and say, this is a creative trait, or you're being creative right now. But you have a way of navigating the artistic spaces and connecting with people. Not sure where I'm getting with this, but I just see this huge mug, and I just see this, that's your heart just brimming with emotion and with love, and I think you have a way, how you express your creative spirit and your creative purpose really is to nurture, and not nurture like a motherly kind of nurture. I just see this image of you, of a figure just holding that cup of tea and looking deeply into someone's eyes. And I think, and also the fact that the camera is there, your creative purpose is to make someone feel seen, is to make them feel so seen and so appreciated. Like you're just holding the cup of tea, looking at them. You're not drinking the tea, but you're just letting them know that you're there in this very moment, and you're giving them your full attention. So I think you're a space holder, and I think you're a gazer. You gaze into that person, you make them feel seen. And you could be like someone like a teacher, a counselor, or maybe literally like photographer. You're literally capturing the essence of someone. And I think you're really great at observing people, not in a creepy way and not in an analytical way. I think you're just really good at tuning in to the essence of them. You're really good at tuning in to what they're saying, what they're feeling, and there's this really loving energy about you. And if you pick this card, I'm just getting a really strong connection. I think you're like, going back to what I said about in between spaces, I think it's in between because people don't really notice that you're doing it. And again, it's not something that's immediately obvious, but it has a very profound effect. If you just spend 5 minutes deeply listening to someone, maybe that person doesn't really know exactly what happened, but they might just like, when they leave the conversation or when they leave the room after they've spent some time with you, you just notice that they're lighter and they feel a little like happier, and that they feel really appreciated and listened to. I think you're the one that did that, and that's very interesting. So yeah, and I think like a lot of this goes under the radar. People don't really know that it's happening, but maybe sometimes you don't even know. Like you're just like, I'm just having a great conversation with this person. I'm just really listening to this person. This is really cool. So I think that's your superpower. That's your creative purpose. Like, it's just to hold space and just really appreciate and see that person. So I don't know how that translates into the particular artistic thing that you do, or your business, or just in life or whatever. But yeah, let me know if this resonates and how that translates into your life in particular. Okay, I really enjoy riffing off that card. So that's card 4. Moving on to card 5, we have Student of Brushes. So that would be traditionally the Page of Wands. Okay, so I love this card because I see myself in that card. So right away, I know you probably have a very active, powerful inner child. And you're very imaginative. You are very playful. You think life is an adventure. And you might be really good with children. Maybe you don't like spending time with children, but you definitely are very playful, and you have a very strong, very powerful inner child. And it could, like, what I mean is, like, you don't need to be like just because you have a powerful inner child doesn't mean you have to be like good with children. You could just be really good with other people who are also very playful and very imaginative and just has a sense of adventure about them. For me, I have a really powerful inner child, but I don't really spend a lot of time with children. So I'm not saying you have to go and spend some time with children, but I'm just saying like playfulness, right? And I think you're just like a casual rebel. And you're not rebelling just for rebellion's sake. You're not trying to make a point because you're angry. And you're not trying to defy conventions just to send some message. I see this boy, or actually I'm not sure what the gender is. I see this child holding up that brush, and he just like, I'm going to do this because it's what I want to do. And there's this simplicity and this purity and innocence about the way you approach things. Like, you want to do something, it's because you see no other reason why you should be doing it. It's a natural expression of how things need to be. It's kind of like you're not really affected by conventions or rules or systematic sort of constructions of society or typical beliefs around one thing. And you have this natural way of disarming people, of disarming those systems and rules, and you're just really in the moment, you know? So I think your creative purpose is to really tap into your power, the power of your inner child, and this power of just like, I want to do this because that's what I want to do, because it just is. Because this is the thing that brings me the most joy. Why would you do this any other way? And there's just so much isness and I amness with this card. And I think you're someone very playful, you're very imaginative, you have a very unique identity, probably into cute things and playful things and just like sense of adventure, things like that. So wouldn't be surprised if you're like a children's book artist or something to do with imagination and something whimsical and that kind of thing. So yeah, so your creative purpose, to really tap into that, to express your creative spirit, is to just let the gates of your imagination remain open, because it's already open. And honestly, don't even put a gate there, because just exist in that space. of imagination and be you, and just channel that, manifest that into your real life for you and for others, because you have a lot of creative energy, a lot of like, I'm also getting Page of Cups vibes, a lot of like, you're sort of like a portal and a channel for all that is playful and imaginative. It's like you are a portal for, if there's a portal for like say children's books and the fantasy genre and Disney, you will be the person that transfigures and just transmutes or just receives that frequency and puts it out in the world in tangible ways, because you're an internal, fiery, playful wonder child, and you're here to make wonder. That is the word. You're here to make wonder, and you're a wonder worker, a wonder maker, a wonder creator, a wonder spreader. I'm thinking about Wonder Bread for some reason. But you are a portal for wonder, and you're a portal for imagination. And I think you need to capitalize on that and just keep being yourself and just keep being in the moment. And I think that's a beautiful thing, and that's amazing. Okay. I don't know what's gotten into me. I'm talking weird. I usually don't talk like this, but okay. So this is pile 6. That was pile 5. Pile 6. So if you picked pile 6, here we go. What card is it? Huzzah! Ooh, 5 of Cups. Oh no, that laptop. Oh, burns, hurts. So that is tea or coffee spilled over your laptop, or maybe your iPad, or your painting. I don't know. Basically, you're fucked. Make sure you save after a period of time, or autosave. I don't know. So this is interesting. This is your creative purpose. So I think there's obviously the theme of loss, since this is traditionally a 5 of Cups. And I think your creative superpower, or your creative purpose, your identity, is really helping people to come to terms with their loss. And I know 5 of Cups usually like has this typical sort of interpretation where, oh, you have to kind of focus on the bright side. You look at the cups that are not spilled, as shown here, instead of like crying over spilled milk, chocolate milk perhaps. But I'm getting this feeling that you're someone who feels very deeply. You're a deep feeler. Feeling. You could also just you could also constantly feel like a failure all the time. Like you're just someone who takes things like really seriously. You really feel into the crevices of your loss and your grief, and you really just feel everything, and let's face it, probably more, as shown here. And I think usually we would describe that as sentimental or melancholy or too much or sensitive, but I'm someone, again, I can really speak to that personally. Like I really relate to that because I'm a deep feeler too. So I think you're someone who has a lot of emotional energy, and I know like there's a stigma, there's like a little bit of like, oh, but shouldn't we be aware of our emotions and just somehow keep them in check, or just not be like, it's kind of just stay on top of things, right? I think there's this powerful gift of acceptance. It's almost like you're a portal for acceptance. I think it may be especially hard for you because you're someone who feels so deeply, and you may have experienced something in your life that really triggered, say, a lot of trauma, a lot of negative experiences, a lot of occasions where you have to feel into those negative things really deeply, and it may be really hard for you. I think I'm getting the feeling that you may be someone who really struggles to rein in those emotions, to really feel into those emotions, and even not like feel like don't feel too much into it type of deal. Like this is something that you really struggle with. But I also see that you have a lot of strength in you. You are really someone who is able to cultivate a moment for yourself and to create space when there seems to be none, and to really just come face to face with your emotions and your reality and your losses and your grief and just this abundance of emotions that well up within you that seem to surround you. And I think you're someone who is really able to examine that, because I look at this table and I mean, he's probably just working on a table, but I see that as a symbol of you're really able to lay things on the table and really examine it, feel every single moment, every crevice, every wrinkle and fold of those emotions, and really tell the story and just feel into that story. I think you're someone who's very able and capable of connecting with the story, the emotional narrative of something, and you're able to examine all of it. You're not afraid to look at it. I think there may be times you are, but I think you're also someone who's interestingly also very courageous. If this is kind of like an untapped thing within you, I think you really need to take a look at the fact that you're so emotional. It's maybe because you are able to feel this range and depth of just all the emotional nuances of something. And I think it's incredibly healing and empowering. And I kind of feel like if you're listening to this and you're looking at this card, because you're probably just been struggling with emotions your whole life, people might have called you dramatic, sensitive, etc. I don't think you realize how powerful you are. I don't think you realize your full potential, because you're someone who is perfectly capable of reigning, or just like the sovereign, like you're perfectly capable of making sense of that emotional narrative. Really feel the whole extent of it. And this isn't something you could do for yourself if you only allow yourself to awake to this power. You could use this to enlighten others. How to take a breath, how to take a moment, sort of just navigating the emotional waters that is the entire ocean. And the fact that these two mugs here are kind of standing, there's like plates here, you are someone who is able to find different containers for those emotions. I don't know what I'm doing. You could really name those emotions. You could really name the different nuance, like the little layers. Like sometimes, there's different kinds of sadness, right? And it's not just sadness for you. There's different layers and textures of sadness. And I think you're someone who could really name those emotions for yourself and for other people. And I think there's healing that could happen when you name it for yourself, and especially for others, because other people can look at your experience when you tell them or when you relay them, and they can be like, that's exactly how I feel. That particular combination of feelings and textures that I felt when I experienced this is just like you described, and I wasn't able to describe it because I couldn't, but you can. So I feel like this could be something latent, like you need to find a way to make sense of your own emotional depths and find a way to express it. It doesn't have to be words. Look, he's completely just covering his eyes, or their eyes, genderless. And if you could find a way to really make sense of those emotions and really convey that narrative for yourself and for others, one way or another, I think you're gonna be fucking powerful, or just powerful as fuck. Sorry for the F-bombs. Just kidding, I'm not really sorry. I swear sometimes. But yeah, that is card 6, and that was a really cool reading. Okay, so this has been Pick a Card Reading. What is your creative purpose, potential, identity? I kind of feel like it went a little all over the place regarding creativity and one's purpose, but I think I said what I needed to say, and I channeled what I need to channel so you could hear whatever it is that you need to hear. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for tuning in to this Pick a Card timeless Pick a Card reading. Let me know what you think. Let me know what other types of topic I could tackle next. I really want to do more readings on creativity, creative potential, and also inner child work and things like that. So if you have anything that sort of fall under the umbrella of those topics, let me know. always looking for ideas, and since my channel's name is Fables, I'm also wanting to do some like story themed pick a card readings, like the one I was planning to do for Halloween. What would you do if you wake up in a zombie apocalypse? I want to do some other fun ones. It's like, what would you do if you're like in a Disney universe, or what's your first day at Hogwarts like, or something like that. So something fun. So feel free to give me your suggestions. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope this reading helped you. Share with me in the comments what your experiences are. I'm really curious to hear your story and what you're working on, or what it is that you're trying to create. So, alright, and that is all. Stay cute and fierce. You are amazing. And whatever it is that you're cooking up in your dream lab, I just want you to know that your dreams are valid. You deserve all the success and love and just your dream life. Okay, like it just there's no other reason. Like there's no reason for you to not be those things or not have those things, because you are. Like I believe in you. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. I believe in you. You should pursue your dreams and give it your all and follow your heart and all that jazz, because I believe in you. If no one else believes in you, just know that I believe in you, because I'm a dreamer and dreams deserve to be manifested, because you deserve those dreams and be happy and all that jazz. Blah, 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 blah. I'm rambling now, but yeah, stay cute and fierce and believe in your dreams and go be creative or something. I don't know, adopt a panda or donate to a panda, or just go see a panda in real life. That is unrelated, but that is one of my dreams, is to meet a panda in real life. Okay, bye.